Hi, this is Donald with thejapanguy.com, and the name of today's tale is Donaldo-san Daijobu. I love martial arts. Whether it's karate, taekwondo, kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, capoeira, Shaolin Kung Fu, judo, all that stuff is cool to me. And I've enjoyed it since I was a really little kid, watching it and being a part of it. My father got my siblings and I into taekwondo when I was very young, maybe around 6 years old. And it's just something that's always stuck with me. I also was a big fan of the old Bruce Lee movies. And watching like Chinese Connection where he takes on the whole school and he has the nunchucks and stuff. That had a big effect on most people who study martial arts. Come on. I started studying a style of karate in Japan called Kyokushin Karate. And this style of karate has a reputation for being pretty hardcore in Japan. So it's knockdown karate. But the style I studied in the US that I got my black belt in was a point style of karate. So during matches, you get a point, judges reset you, and you start again. But in Kyokushin matches, you go until someone gets knocked down or knocked the F out. So anyway, here's my story. One Saturday night, I go to Kyokushin class, and this higher up dude is there. And this guy is in charge of Kyokushin for the whole northeastern region of Japan. So pretty important dude. And during class, near the end of this Saturday night class, he tells all the students, he says, we're going to have a special training session after this one for those who want to stay. And I say, yeah, I'll stay. I decide to stay. Next day is Sunday, so I don't have anything to do. But I realize that 98% of all the other students leave. But it doesn't faze me, because I've studied martial arts before. I'm a white belt in Kyokushin, but I have other training. And so I go into this class. And when I walk in, I realize that everyone in there is a Kyokushin full contact black belt. And this class is mainly devoted to sparring. So that night, I ended up having to spar quite a few black belts. And ended up taking quite a few leg kicks. But I held my own. I did all right. And I was trying to be respectful still because I was a white belt. But in this one fight in particular, I'm sparring with this black belt. And I don't know why, but in my head I'm thinking, I learned this kick back in the US and I think I'm going to try it right now. And with this kick, it's very hard to see the angle. And it lands pretty often because it's hard to see the angle. So my teacher back home showed me this one, and he used to always catch me with it. So I tried it. And sure enough, the black belt doesn't see it. And I ended up hitting him in the stomach with this kick. So I step off line and throw it. But I only threw it at like half power. I'm not trying to go into a black belt sparring class and have some full contact black belts mad at me. So I throw it and I land it. And what I don't realize is that this higher up dude that's over in charge of the class, he sees it. And he says something to his black belt. And what did he say in Japanese? I didn't quite catch it at the time. But here's what I think he said. Ooh, you gonna let a white belt kick you like that, boy? Oh snap, son! He's kicking you, son! Oh snap! You gonna take that, son? But what I really think he said was, knock his punk ass out. Because as soon as he said that, that black belt threw this perfectly timed, perfectly placed roundhouse kick right here. Right along the jawline. Huh? Flush on my jaw. And when he hit me with it, it was like bang. And I could see different colors of the spectrum. Colors that I didn't even realize existed. It was so psychedelic. Greens and purples and pinks. It was wonderful. That's what's going on in my head. This is so peaceful. But on the outside, this is what was happening. So I'm sitting there like this. I'm like Street Fighter 2 dizzy. Like Mortal Kombat 2 finish him dizzy. And the higher up dude is like, Donaldo-san, Daijobu? And all I can manage is, oh. So the higher up dude just grabs me and just moves me to the side slowly. Because I'm pretty much out on my feet. And when my consciousness comes back, I didn't fall, but when my consciousness comes back to normal, I'm a little pissed in my mind. I'm like, Dude, why would you kick me like that? We're sparring. We go to the same school. I didn't kick you that hard. Why would you kick me like that? We're supposed to be friends. We're at the same school. That's what's going on in my mind. But I made it through the class. I survived. That hurt. And that night, my legs were kind of like purple and blue. And while I was sleeping that night, my legs were like, the muscles in my legs were like, and I would wake up in the middle of the night like, ah! So I know my neighbors are like, what the hell is going on in that room? But, you know, you dust yourself off and you keep going. And I learned some very valuable lessons from that training. Lesson number 1. When sparring with a Kyokushin fighter, beware of your jaw. Lesson number 2. When sparring a skilled full contact fighter, carry a hammer or a stick. And lesson number 3, probably the most important lesson of all. Roundhouse kicks to face hurt very much. This has been Donald with thejapanguy.com. See you guys next time. Fighter. Lesson number 2. When sparring a school... Blah.